Hello, this is Renemy Kylas. I'm sorry if you could hear that. It's the air conditioner, and it's really, really hot here. Like, not only do I have the air conditioner running, but I had the fan on, but I turned the fan off so that, the audio wouldn't be so bad. But it's really hot here. Oh, and this is a sports shirts. It's like one of those sweats resistant sports shirts that's supposed to keep you nice and cool, but man, it's really, really hot. So I just feel like getting naked here, just like taking all my clothes off. But don't worry, I will not do that on camera. Anyway, this is Remy Michaelis, and do feminists live in an echo chamber? And to me, the answer is yes. But, feminists do question, like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Because they say that they feel like there's like a double-edged sword that's, is kind of like they get all of these mean insults. They get called fat, ugly, horror, sluts. They get called all of these terrible things. And it's kind of a lot like if they report, it's like the anti feminists will say, you do not have to report us. Instead of going around reporting people for breaking Twitter's rules, just block us. But then, like, look at Steve Shives. I'm pretty sure that Steve Shives has since reported anybody. It would be impossible for Steve Shives to report somebody he blocks. I mean, I'm pretty sure he just ignores everybody. But then it's kind of like, oh my God, you blocked us. But that's the only solution that anti-feminist gives. It's kind of like instead of like reporting us, we want you to block us. And I see that, like, I would go on Twitter, and many anti-feminists would say block us. But then when that happens, I would see people complaining about being blocked by feminists and Steve Shives, and like, I would see different anti-feminists complaining that feminists go around blocking people, without, being willing to have a conversation. So that's where the feminists are coming from. But here's where I'm coming from. Now, of course, um, feminists don't like the very vocal anti-feminists like the amazing ideas or people who spend their time calling them fats, ugly, whores, dumb, stupid pieces of shits, what's not. So they don't like the vocal anti-feminists, but they don't even like censored people either. Like Tim Blake made a series of tweets talking about how he doesn't like people to the censored. And it's got a lot of engagements where you see, like, people agreeing, like, yep, people in the censored are a problem. And there are feminists who they don't like Armored Skeptic, which is weird because Armored Skeptic, he did a hangout with Tim Blake and Garrett and I think Kevin Logan, I'm not sure. But, and Armored Skeptic, he criticizes the feminists, but he also takes the time out to criticize the anti-feminists. And, Greg or Armored Skeptic tries to criticize both sides evenly. And I see, feminists are like, I don't trust them, and, Armored Skeptic can't be trusted, don't like that guy. And it's kind of like, well, you don't like the really vocal, strident, abrasive anti-feminists, you don't like them, but you don't like the nicer, kinder, sweeter anti-feminists, censored people who criticize both sides, sort of like, well, I'm going to criticize feminists and I'm going to criticize anti-feminists, and there are many people who don't like the armored skeptic. I haven't really been following that too much. I really haven't been following that too much. I mostly just been watching the Ben Shapiro show, like on the Daily Wire, and I've been like playing Mortal Kombat and Sudoku. But it seems like so many people don't like, the Armored Skeptic, and it's like all I know is that he's a centrist and he criticizes both sides. He criticizes the anti-feminist community. He criticizes the feminist community, and he just gets so much hatred. He gets so much hatred, and who knows? Like there is probably a bigger picture to this that I am missing from this. I don't know. I don't know. I've been, playing Sudoku. Like, I have a Sudoku app on my Kindle tablet, and so I've been playing that. And I've been playing Mortal Kombat, and you know, who knows? Like, you could inform me. You could go to the comment section. And you guys could inform me what's going on because, I just don't know. And I'm admitting that I don't know. So please, like, please, if you feel inclined, you can, update me on what's going on with the Armored Skeptic. But it's like when people do try to be too decentered, it's kind of like I don't trust the people who are too decentered. I don't trust people who are willing to talk or make a decision or Tim Blake said something. It's like not all things are equal. Some things are objectively better, and it's kind of lot like you're only then if you have a problem with the vocal abrasive strident anti-feminist and you have a problem with the centrist anti-feminist, then that would leave nothing but feminists. That would leave nothing for you to talk to except people within your little echo chamber because that's the only group of people you feel like you could trust, and that's the impression that I get. The impression that I'm under is that feminists feel like they could only trust other feminists. And it's like if you're not a feminist, they don't feel like they could even trust you. And it's kind of like when people say that you live in an echo chamber, that's what they're talking about. When you can't even trust somebody who isn't even a feminist. And I mean, if you're gonna be like, well, I'm a feminist and I'm not like that, then who do you trust who isn't a feminist? Who do you trust? They could, you know, who isn't, a feminist. Anyway, I hope that I could get a conversation going. I would like tag, ranting feminist in this video because I would think ranting feminist would give a response. Like, I don't really see feminists do responses, but ranting feminist, at least she responds. So I'll tag her just to get some response and a feedback right to me because I would like to get as many different opinions on this as possible. Bye.